My Masterbuilt Smoker, 2009, 12 years old. It's been working very nicely. Decided it after 5 this morning to stop working. So I had to make a makeshift smoker indirect heating out of my grill. So I think it might be the element because it started smoking, it was coming out to 225 and then it wouldn't go above 109. And I tried this, so I don't know if it's this or it's this. So I'm going to take both apart. This looks really good in here. What in the world? What are all these things? Pieces of nail or something. That's weird. Kind of manufacturing grads. So what I'm going to do is plug it in. Check these leads. Make sure they're getting proper current. Okay, here's my plan of attack. I'm going to take these heat shrinks off of these, plug it in and test it, make sure this cable is correct, getting the right voltage in. Number two, I'm going to look at I plug it in next time, see if that heating element turns orange. So only a couple things can be bad: that cable, this element, or this thermostat box. Not really sure how to check that yet. There's 4 wires coming into it. But in any case, it's a simple machine, so to speak. There's not too much can go wrong. The rest of it is just basically insulation. So let's see if we can get this heat shrink off. Test the ends of those wires. I do have more of this heat shrink I can put back on if I want to. Okay. This is really sharp right here. Wouldn't be a DIY project without use of a Band-Aid. Okay, that should come up. There we go. This one off. There you go. DIY. I know it's sharp because I felt it. I hit my hand on it. Some people say, why don't you buy another one? Because I might be able to fix it and learn something at the same time. Okay, got both wires off. I'm going to plug it in and test it with the voltmeter. Let's unplug it. Let's push these in here. Okay, now we'll plug it back in. And we're reading 34. Is that right? Voltage should be 120, according to this. 120 volts, 6.7 amps. I do have a way to measure the amps that I made. Those volts are not right, which means something's wrong with the power cord. That's my first guess. made this tool on another project. It allows me to plug this in line with the extension cord and then clamp onto these wires to actually check the amp. So let's try that. So unplug this. Okay, so now I can turn this thing, pull these probes out, turn this to 40 amps, clamp onto black wire with a white wire. And not reading 0.03. Something appears to be wrong with the wire. That's my first guess. That should read 6.7-ish. Try this white wire. Oh, 40 amps. 0.04, it's not reading anything. Okay, that's my guess, is something between here and backwards is the problem. Not this thing, not the thermostat temperature timer, and not the element. So let's see if we can figure out how to take that wire out. I sent an email to Masterbuilt, and this is what they sent back about the temperature varies as it's turning on and off, and it will go on more if you open the door, and it works better above 80 degrees and below. But they also said a few things about the power cord and temperature drops, and something I did not know: do not place the food in the smoker or touch a thermostat. I didn't even know it had internal thermostats. And then they followed up with how to clean it, and that the little dime type probe and a little protrusion type probe have to be cleaned. I've never done that before, and that's what they look like right there. Okay, I wiped this off, and that, I don't know if one of them's the temperature probe or not. I got an email back from Masterbuilt, basically said you don't know how to smoke, and the problem is either that's bad or a thermostat is covered. So supposedly that's the thermostat. Okay, I wiped those two things off. I'm going to change I got a new element. I'm going to try that and see what happens. So I know I have to take it off the back, but I think I have to take this whole thing out. I found 2 screws here. Oops. So I think there's 1 screw here. Okay, I got the wrench on this little nut. Doesn't seem to be a head on this screw on this side, so there's a nut and a lock washer. Those 3. Okay. Oh, should have pulled that out. Doink. Okay. Set that down. Okay. There it is. What's this? That's the ground wire, maybe. And I don't know if that comes from this side. Well, there's that nut. Here's the screw. Here's the old one. So I don't know if this is the problem, but I'm gonna try the new one. Okay, got the new element, put the little rubber gasket, and the ground wire has to go between here, in front of this hole, and then you screw in the nut and bolt again. Okay, just put the bolt in and nut on the other side and screw it between here. That's the ground wire. And now I'm gonna, I don't know if that has to slide out of the way or what, but anyway, this clips in here and it lays down. Okay. Now I'm gonna go to the other side, screw in these other two screws. Okay, I'm going to put this screw in. That went on easily. Okay, they both went in easily. Okay, now I should be able to test it. Okay, I have it connected back together. Did not change these wires because it basically, they give you new end wires. They say snip it, put a little cap on there. These things have good contact, so I'm going to plug it in now. And I'm going to go turn it on here. Let's see what happens. Set the temperature. Oops, hang on. 260 time. Couple minutes, so and it's that time. So around 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Ooh, it's getting hot really quickly. Let's shut this. One thing about working on a smoker, everything's getting dirty, smelling like smoke. See if the temperature in the sun. I have it set for 10 minutes. It started at 125, now it's 153. It's definitely going up. So unfortunately it's not a controlled experiment. I wiped off those two probes inside the unit and changed the element. But so I suspect it's the element because you see there's a lot of Mars and pits on here. There's a real buildup. There's another buildup here. I'm hoping it's just one of these two. So we're going to let this run for 9 more minutes, see if it gets to 225 that we set it. Okay, we're declaring victory. After about 4 minutes of running, it's already gone up to 208. Looks like it was the element for the probe cleaning. But in any case, Masterbuilt 14-year-old smoker back in business. Whoop, whoop. The V is back on now. Back on. Get this screw, lock washer, and nut back on. And by the way, this is a modification I made. I put a piece of pipe drilled through here, put a little adapter to allow some more air to come in to make it smoke a little better. It works pretty well. Okay, that's all she wrote. We're gonna put all the parts back in for the next smoke job. Not bad for a DIY, someone who doesn't really know what they're doing. On the other hand, I have a really good son helping me on all my projects. A 16-year-old high schooler does a great job filming, helping me fix my mistakes, which I know I'm only an average repair guy, but I learned something. I didn't get electrocuted. We had fun, and I saved a piece of equipment. These are really good smokers, by the way. smoked everything here. Being in Texas, of course, my favorite's brisket. And that's it.